Hello and welcome to Host Planet Bitesize, the podcast brought to you by Host Planet and Hostfully. My name's James Varley, the founder of Host Planet, and our goal is to share everything you need to know about buying and managing short-term rentals. Today's guest is Rebecca Hollants Van Loocke from Frasers Hospitality, and she'll be sharing 5 tips to set up your property for workations. Okay, real talk now for all you hosts out there. You know that moment when your guest messages you again with, "Hey, what's the Wi-Fi code?" Or you're staring at 5 different calendars, wondering if you've accidentally double booked the cottage. Yes, we've all been there. That's why here at Host Planet, we recommend Hostfully. It's basically your rental's control center. It handles bookings across all the big platforms, syncs your calendars to ensure there are no double bookings, automates guest messages, and even creates these really slick digital guidebooks that stop all the repeat questions. Honestly, it just makes your life easier and keeps your guests happier, helping you achieve those all-important 5-star reviews. And here is a little bonus. If you're a Host Planet listener, you can get $500 off onboarding for Hostfully's property management software and 30% off digital guidebooks for life. Just hit the link in the show notes and use the codes PLANET500 for the PMS and Host Planet GB for the guidebooks. And if you'd like a proper walkthrough, there's also a link to book a demo with Frank Bosey from Hostfully. He will show you how it all works. Less stress, more bookings, sorted with Hostfully. Rebecca, thank you for joining us on Host Planet Bitesize. You've got 5 tips to share on how to set up your property for workations. So take it away with tip number 1.
Thank you. So for tip number 1, I think it's all about flexibility, trying to blend work and leisure. Now, that might mean flexibility in design of the room, in design of the furniture, but equally flexibility in customers, length of stay, and everything else as well. We've got rooms where you can have a soft, comfy chair with a little laptop table, but we've also got workstations with proper chairs, quieter areas in our common spaces where you can go away and have a conversation and a video call, and equally common spaces within our cafe areas where you can sit with like-minded individuals and work within a buzz. I think it's all about flexibility. It's all about designing space that can adapt to all those different elements. Definitely tip 1.
Makes a lot of sense, especially with, I imagine in the digital nomad world, some people are going to find themselves in a city and think, oh, I'll give it a couple of weeks here. But then they fall in love with it and say, actually, I want to stay for a few more months. So if you can work with that and make your place available for a bit longer, it's going to go pretty well. Okay, then, Rebecca. So tip number 2.
So tip number 2 has to be about fast, reliable Wi-Fi. So wherever you go, if you want to work, even if you want to play, you need Wi-Fi and you need that connectivity, especially for people for coming far from overseas who maybe haven't changed their SIM, don't have the best data package. Wi-Fi is a must. And I think a good opportunity for people is actually even to guarantee speeds. Work is work. You need to stay online today 24/7. You need it to be there all the time. So definitely tip number 2. You can't do without this one.
It is so important, especially if you're a business like mine and you're recording podcasts.
Yes.
I was in the Philippines earlier this year, and I was at one place in an apartment, and the Wi-Fi was absolutely horrendous. So yeah, recording a podcast
stressful.
was very stressful and a big challenge.
Yes.
And one thing that we say sometimes to our hosts and property managers, and there are some tools and companies out there to help you with this, is to put the Wi-Fi speed of your property in your listing. Tell people what to expect.
Absolutely, totally. Tell them. Totally. It's important. And I think people really appreciate that. They know they then have the confidence to jump on and keep going. I think that's really a must.
So then, Rebecca, tip number 3.
Tip 3 is all about flexibility. And that means within the service department world, very much sort of having housekeeping functions that work around that 9 to 5, not 9 to 5. It could be 9, 24 hours a day working environment. Making sure that people can check out late if that's what they need because they're there working within their environment. Making sure that the other elements that are working around them are flexible to accommodate that work ethic and that work dynamic that they need to put in place. So I think that's really important within that environment. It's not an office, but we've got to understand and respect that environment that people need when they are working. So it's very much adapting your other services and facilities to support that flexibility to help them working while they're staying away from home. That's tip 3.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I think as well, and how you can maybe apply that as a short-term rental, you can signpost places to work. There might be co-working spaces. When I started this business, I was based in Doha for a little bit because I'd been living there for a while. And I did a lot of my work in an internet cafe downstairs because I've got tiny kids upstairs who would
making a lot of noise.
distract me all the time. So it was like, right, I'll go down to the cafe, can have all those meetings, and you meet other people who are maybe building businesses as well. So yeah, if you don't have the facilities yourself, signpost where people who are working at your place can go. Okay then, Rebecca. So tip number 4.
So tip number 4 is all about having some well-being extras around you. Now, that might mean a fantastic coffee. I'm a coffeeholic. Having a good coffee, having a great pastry, having food and beverage, having other people, having those facilities around you that can help you keep going. That might mean a gym. You might be able to pop down to the gym and then pop back and carry on working. It's about having those other facilities that are really close by that mean that this is a destination that you can really put your head down, work and concentrate, and then have those facilities at hand to help you along the way. So I think that's tip 4.
Definitely. Yeah, the well-being's a good one because whenever I go away, I don't know why, but I tend to have a little bit more time when I'm working away to go to the gym first thing in the morning, or to go for a coffee. And another thing you can do as well is signpost these things to your guests and even talk to the businesses and say, if I send guests your way, will you give them a 10% discount or something like that? So it's an opportunity to really kind of immerse yourself in the local community as well.
Yep, totally. Absolutely agree with you. Yep.
Tip 5 then, Rebecca.
So tip 5, I actually think you can, and I think this is going to be an ever-growing area, is actually bring in a membership for people that want to use your space to work. Now, that could be bringing in locals, which brings a wonderful blend of people within the environment to be able to come in, use your space, help support and create that ambiance for other people to come down from their apartments and work within the space. Having that opportunity to have locals that come in and use it, know it, use the other facilities within the environment, I think is a great way to actually drive this forward. People drive people, ambiance drives people to come down and come in. And there's nothing nicer working than working with other people working around you. So I would say, try membership, and you'll be surprised how many people want to come and be a part of that community and work.
Sounds great. Okay, then, so 5 brilliant workation tips there. We've got flexibility, very strong Wi-Fi, of course, convenience, certainly with the amenities and different facilities, well-being extras, and potentially a membership as well. Okay, then, Rebecca, before you go, just tell us a little bit about Frasers Hospitality.
So we're an international service department operator. We've got more than 120 properties in 70 cities across the world, predominantly Asia, North Asia, Europe, Africa, Middle East. We love looking after people. Our whole ethos is about driving experiences within our places, making places and creating places for good. We have 5 dimensions that we live by, and that's what we try to deliver to our customers, which is to live learning, live connected, live wellness, live experiencing, and live giving back. That's the ethos by which we drive our serviced apartment business. If you want to find out more, please look at our website, www.frasershospitality.com.
Superb. Rebecca, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you for joining us on Host Planet Bitesize.
Thank you so much.
Great to chat to Rebecca Hollants Van Loocke there from Frasers Hospitality and hear those workation tips. All right, that's it for today's episode. Remember, this podcast is brought to you in collaboration with Hostfully, which is trusted by short-term rental professionals across the globe. As a Host Planet listener, you get 2 exclusive offers. $500 off onboarding for Hostfully's property management software. Just use the code PLANET500 and 30% off digital guidebooks for life. Use the code HostPlanetGB. To grab these deals, click the link in the show notes or head to housefully.com. For more free education, tips and trends from the STR industry, visit houseplanet.club, where you can sign up for our newsletter, listen to our podcasts, and download a suite of ebooks for hosts and property managers. That's it for today's episode. Until next time, happy hosting.